we're going to talk about some more heavier things with these numbers today, emotionally and painful and heavy. But I talk about these when I tell you, how these numbers work, but it's like sometimes why and what are we supposed to do about it? So, especially with the tens, the nines, the fives, off the top of my head, I can definitely think of those three. You will probably have experienced severe abuse as a child, um, could be physical, sexual, trauma. And the reason that your soul, as painful as it was, the reason that your soul wanted you to experience this is to learn how to take your power back. But, I'm still working through this. So I actually have all those numbers in my soul contract chart. So, and yes, I was sexually abused as a child. Now, I don't know if you're like me, and I think this happens more than I know just because I don't talk about this with people, but I don't have a lot of memories of my childhood. I have only a couple of frames. Like if you were to stop a video and just pluck out that one frame, I have two of those. So I know something happened, but I don't have specifics. I don't have the whole story. I don't know if I told my parents. I don't know what their reaction was. I can guess just from things that have happened over the years and my relationship with them, right? But I don't have the full story. I don't have confirmation. And so that is really hard for me if you're in the same boat. Now, if you do remember it, then I know that that book Your Body Keeps the Score, like in there he talks about the EDMR, like the eye movement desensitization, rapid desensitization. Yes, that's what it is. But if you have actual memories of these things, then yes, like get into therapy, try some of these like healing modalities. And that could be something that would really help you out if you haven't already. Um, but in my case, remember. I don't remember all these things, so I can't go back and actually go over the memory again because I don't have a full memory of it. So now what do you do, right? And what I'm learning is that my mind has tucked it away because it was too painful and it was just like, nope, we're not going to revisit that. And it actually took me a long time. I mean, I think it took me into like my late 40s, early 50s before I actually even acknowledged those two little frames, right? Because I was dating someone and he had a psychology degree. I'm pretty sure he was going for his master's and, just obviously getting to know each other, talking about our past. And he's like, oh, well, you were sexually abused, right? And I was like, oh, no, I don't think so. And so even though I knew these frames existed and I still wasn't able to like acknowledge them. So it took me a while. And then finally I was like, yeah, so those are real. Um, so I don't know, like I couldn't have even started healing before that because I wasn't really able to even acknowledge those things existed. So now I know that they do, but what I'm learning is that my body remembers everything. And every cell of my body remembers everything. Now, I may not be able to access that memory through my body, but what I need to do is allow my body to take its power back, right? I can't do everything in my mind. I can't do everything with my brain. This is something my body has to experience. So I have to experience taking my body or taking my power back using my body. And when I was younger, I I think the only thing that saved me really, because I was probably starting down a destructive path already, but then I found sports and I was just the most shy, scared of literally everything little girl. And in junior high, I found basketball. And pretty soon I realized that my body just had so much power over situations. And pretty soon I went a little like too far with it, but not really though. I mean, I wasn't like I was mean or anything. It's just that I felt a lot of power in my body. I ended up like fouling out of almost every game I played. When I walked into a gym, people were actually scared of me, which was like unheard of the way that I had been going through life before that, right? Because I was scared of everything. And then I got that taste, right? My body really had got a taste of, ooh, I am powerful. I don't have to just, I don't know, take it, right? I can have some power over some situations. And then, I found volleyball, which was like hitting a ball like as hard as you can over and over and over. And those things I don't know where I would be. I don't know where I would be right now if I hadn't found those at that time. Now, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to join a senior basketball league. I mean, I guess I could, but it's not something I'm going to do right now. But like, how do I think this is a lifelong process, right? I don't think you're ever going to be just like, oh, yep, I got my power back. Everything's good. I think this is a lifelong process. And some of the things I do talk about, they can help like move that energy, move that anger, right? I'm sure there's a lot of anger stuck in the cells of your body too. So the Reiki, the Qigong, the yoga, all that stuff can help move energy. But how do you what's something that really makes you feel like your body gets to take its power back again? And one of the things I found is kickboxing. So I don't even have to go to, I mean, you definitely could, and it would probably be really good for you, depending on some of the other numbers you had in your soul contract chart. It might be really great for you to like take a class with other people and do this. You might buy a bag, a punching bag, just to have in your home. But I actually find that even just the act of punching and kicking starts to, like regulate my nervous system. Because again, if you're like me, my brain can't tell my body what to do or what to be unregulated about, right? Something will happen to me and I will feel it in my body. My body is dysregulated and my brain is telling my body like, what's the problem? I don't understand what you're so upset about. Or like, get it together. Again, this is something that you can't control because your body is the one that felt it. Your body is the one that went through all those things when you were younger. It remembers everything. So when it is feeling dysregulated, you're not going to be able to use your brain to tell it to quit being dysregulated. You're going to have to do something with it. And again, the kickboxing. A lot of times I find it really effective too when I use my words with the kickboxing. So I'll just fire up a video. This is something I just do at home. Like I'll just fire up a video and I'll start doing it. And, they put you through kind of these little routines like cross, hook, punch, or, something like that. And I'll actually voice it while I'm punching, while I'm kicking, like kick, cross. And I'm telling you, it does something to my body. It's allowing my body to get back regulated again by taking its power back, by engaging in those activities that make it feel powerful. All the things you couldn't do when you're little. And you may not have someone to hit or punch or kick, but the act of doing it, I find really effective. So we're going to talk more about this just because this trauma, these numbers will suggest, like I said, that you've been through it when you were little and it's something that you have to work on. It wasn't for nothing. I guess let me put it that way. Your soul wouldn't have had you do that for nothing. And so we're going to work through this together and figure out how we need to move through this world having experienced that. So, and what our soul wanted us to do. So if you have any questions or anything that you'd like to share, let me know.